welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is Instructor Stephen here with good man here at ShadowStitching or ShadowStitch. Do you want to start over again?
It's fine. It's
okay.
It's fine. It's cute.
Okay.
It's cute.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm here with with a good friend here, ShadowStitch. We're gonna test out some post rotation decks. He has Centiscorch here across from me, and I have a PikaRom or Pikachu and Zekrom right in front of me. It's a comfort deck for me. I've been playing for a long time. It gains a few new tools from the new set Darkness Ablaze, but we'll see how it stacks against Centiscorch here, which is more of a greens build. I'll let ShadowStitch take it away from here.
Yeah, so I built a bunch of decks. We only have 2 brand new decks right now. If you're coming from my channel, we played this against Eternatus. Didn't do super hot, but, spoiler alert, but, what do you expect? It's a greens versus a hyper consistency deck, but who knows, maybe potentially it might do a little bit better in my hands, who knows? I don't really have a ton of experience with greens-based decks, and I know that Steven has fairly considerable experience with PikaRom, but of course this is a brand new PikaRom. We have no Electro Powers, we have no Thunder Mountain. This deck does not play a Vikavolt V. It's kind of something that I unfortunately spaced on. Something probably could sneak its way into the deck. But but anyway, that's about it. So we're gonna go ahead and get set up here, and it'll be a minute in editing for you. It's gonna be a little bit more for us. So we'll see in a second.
All right, heads or tails?
Tails, please. All right, tails it is.
All right.
All right, and I am a greens-based deck, so I think I am going to go second.
All right. Got a basic?
I do.
Now these are post-rotation decks, meaning that we have lost every set up until Team Up.
Yep. So we do get to keep Tapu Koko, which is actually very, very nice for PikaRom, but the loss of Thunder Mountain and especially Electro Power mitigating that damage, enhancing that damage, excuse me, is definitely a massive loss for the deck as a whole. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like the goal still is the same as it always has been. Turn 1 full blitz. Let's ride from that point on. But we're gonna see what we can do here. Okay, we got some thing. All right.
All right. So we're going to get us our mulligan.
All right. And were you going first or second?
I'm going second.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right. Got that going right there. This hand actually seems pretty good. Actually, I'm going to draw for turn. Got my energy in hand. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go with Electromagnetic Radar, and let's get rid of the Erica and the Electric Energy.
Very nice. Yeah, Erica, decent option, I think, going forward. It's only a 1-of in this deck, but very, very fair choice to throw it away early here. Greens-based decks don't usually fill up their bench a ton, but if you gotta think maybe potentially something like Eternatus, which can have up to 8 Pokemon onto the bench. Something like maybe Baby Blounds or Zacian definitely like to fill up their bench a lot pretty fast. They get their Crobats and their Dedenes and stuff going. Can definitely fill up very fast. And so Erica's Hospitality, definitely a decent contender going forward here into this format. Could be a half-decent draw supporter. Probably not any better than like Marnie or Professor's Research, obviously, but with Cynthia gone, could potentially be that 3rd-string supporter that we're needing in some decks,
Bench that down. I'm going to attach Speed Lightning Energy.
Excellent.
All right. Definitely seems like we're off to a good start here. I'm going to use Big Charm here, make it a little harder to KO. Let's go ahead and play down my Raichu there.
Raichu and Alolan Raichu.
Yeah, Raichu and Alolan Raichu.
GX. Very
now,
nice.
I'm going to use Primate Wisdom. I'm going to put 1 card back on top of my deck. Get 1 card in my hand. That hurts a little bit. It's a little bit rough there. Actually, I kind of like where I'm at this moment in time. I'm going to go ahead and pass on you.
Yeah, certainly not a bad start at all, especially going first there. He does have an energy in the discard already, so can't really complain about that. So, all right, anyway, so let us see here. We did get a fantastic top deck with the Greens Exploration. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is definitely going to grab us that. And let's see here. Taking a nice quick little look through. That actually doesn't seem like a half bad option for sure. I think we're going to grab the Wonder Lab and the Quick Ball right now. So, Wondrous Labyrinth, a very strong card potentially going forward in a Centiscorch based deck for sure. Considering that Centiscorch, only attacks for 2 energy, but it wants more than those 2 on at a time. So, could definitely be very useful. Now, of course, we do not want to play the Wonder Lab just yet. Of course, we want to get us some more stuff going on, but we are going to play the.
You sure you don't want to play the Wonder's Lab right now?
I don't know.
We could do that. We could do that.
I don't know. So, but we are going to play the Quick Ball, and I think we are going to throw away. I don't really want to throw away any of this stuff, but I think I'm going to have to throw away the Mallow and Lana. So I do want to kind of hold most of the cards in my hand. And we are going to get the namesake of the deck, finally, Centiscorch V. So Centiscorch V, interesting card. Of course, most of the base Vs that evolve into VMAXs, usually not the most powerful cards. Centiscorch V, don't bother going back in, of course.
You got it.
So, yeah. But it does have a very interesting attack for 1 fire. You can discard an energy from yourself, and if you do, you can discard an energy from your opponent as well, which is very interesting. So, could be a nice little pinch attack there. And we are going for the Flare starter. We are going second, so we do get to attach up to 3 fire energy to one of our Pokemon, which is very nice. And yeah, so we're going to obviously attach all 3 to our Centiscorch V right here, which is excellent. So, yeah, not a terrible start at all.
All right, yeah, pretty good one. All right, I'm going to draw for turn. Let's take a look here. Let's see here. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and use Primate Wisdom. 1 card there. And it's goading us on to do this. I didn't want to do this right here, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to use Dene GX, discard him.
Big oofs right there. Of course, he does play the Eldegoss in the deck, though, so not the end of the world. Right there.
5, 6. All right, let's take a look here. We got... This is still an awkward hand. Very awkward hand, actually. That's an interesting one. Actually, I do have an idea.
All right.
We're going to play down Bolton. We're going to attach a air balloon.
Excellent. I think actually air balloon instead of switch is a fantastic thing right there.
Let's retreat
to
that
land. Of course, the air balloon is going to stick on the board anytime.
So attack switch is interesting. It doesn't say basic energy. It just says energy in general. So we're just going to do that.
I actually just learned that relatively recently, so quite interesting.
So that's one of the really good positives of Bolton here. And we're just going to take that straight into an Electrify. Search my deck for 2 lightning energy cards and attach them to my bench Pokemon. Is it any way you like? Or
any way you like. Yes, you are correct.
So I'm going to put that on my Pikachu and Zekrom for future tag bolts.
All right. Very nice here. So, all right. So we are going to Pokegear here. So I will cut first real quick. Pokegear 3.0. Fantastic card. I'm so happy that this thing came back into the format in... when did that come back in the format? So I think it was a Celestial Storm or something?
Yes.
No,
it came back in... There's a Sword and Shield print, but I think it came back in Unbroken Bonds. Correct us in the comment, please.
Yeah, we got it up right now.
There we go. So yeah, Pokegear. Of course, I do really like the Harkle Silver art. That is personally my favorite. But yeah, that's a pretty common belief, I think. And right, so we did land the greens. We're going to land another Pokegear as well, though. Maybe a minor misplay here, actually thinking about that, but that's okay. Just in case of a Marnie or something like that. May have been nice to had another Pokegear in the deck, but just think about that.
And these are testing games. Like we aren't 100% sure what the optimal moves are for these decks, so just kind of bear with us. Also, like we're just kind of shaking off the the dust off some of these physical cards since we haven't gotten to play with these in months. So
yes, for sure. So all right, and there we go. We are going to attach a big charm to our big Centiscorch right there. And I think we're going to greens, and we're going to see. Let me take a double look at the deck. So we're gonna play another greens here. Let's see here. So I want to get.
Because you played a greens last turn.
I did. So I mean,
sure. We're not playing two greens in one turn.
We are a greens deck. You know, it is nice to play greens multiple turns. So all right. So I think we are going to grab Hearth and Welder. And Welder for sure here. I think it seems fairly decent. So, all right, and we're going to be going back in with the Hearth. We're going to dump the basic fire.
I should probably wait from now on until you're
it's all
attempt
good.
to cut
It's
to
all
attempt to
good.
cut.
No sweat at all. So, so all right. Now, we do have a very bulky Centiscorch right now, though, which makes me very happy. Fortunately, we do not have the VMAX, but, of course, PikaRom did lose Electro Powers, so I feel very decently safe here. I'm just going to attach, and then we're just gonna Flare Starter again. So, and we're going to attach one more to the Centiscorch. We just want to load up this Centiscorch because he does big buku damage for sure. So he does Centiscorch VMAX, and it does 40 base for 2 colorless, and then it does plus 40 times the amount of fire energy attached, which is can definitely rack up very fast.
All right, go ahead and draw for turn. Interesting. I'm going to use. Let's go ahead and go with a Primate Wisdom. Let's see what we get. Right, not really helping out too much, but I kind of backed into a corner where I kind of have to do this next move. We're going to switch out first. Definitely think we should do that first. Then we're going to... Let's use a Quick Ball. We have one bench spot left. That's definitely going to be going to a Dedenne. I have an option to use Crobat as well, but I really just want to find a fresh new set of cards because there's nothing really in my hand that can help me out right now. Or if I was to add cards to that hand, would help me out. So I just want to get a fresh new hand.
Which is certainly fair. Yeah, one card, you might think one card, it doesn't make much of a difference, but that can be make or break for sure in any matchup. So,
going to play down to Denny GX for its ability Data Change, discard my hand, draw 6 cards. All right, looks like we are not looking too bad based on this draw. All right, so first off, I'm going to want to, let's hold that. Let's go ahead and attach an energy to Pikachu and Zekrom. Finally being able to full blitz, and we're just going to go ahead and attack with full blitz.
Very nice. Put me into a position here. We're going to wait and see where he attaches the energy before we proceed, though. Very, very important. Always make sure, if you're playing against a PikaRom in person, you always make sure that you check before you proceed, even before you draw, in my opinion. Because wherever they attach may change your game plan. So... a lot of people just kind of like go forward with it, but I always like to wait a little bit. All right, so there we go.
Prize.
Very nice. All right, so now here we go. We are not exactly in a position to get knocked out, but I think we're kind of just in a position where we need to draw our Centiscorch to 3. Oof, unfortunately, we did not draw the Centiscorch off the welder right there, but we do have. Let's see here. We do have Wondrous Labyrinth, so we could potentially slow him down a little bit right now, which would be very nice if possible. We have more than enough energy onto our Centiscorch right now, so yeah, I am honestly kind of fine with that. But let's see here. So, how many cards do you have in hand?
That would be 6.
Don't know if that's really worth it, all things considered. So I think we're just going to smack for the 180, and I think that's a decent, pretty decent option right there. So fortunately, did not land the Centiscorch VMAX like I wanted, but beggars can't be choosers all the time, you know.
All right, draw. There's a couple things that could actually get me the game right here.
Oh, really?
A few, yes. I would need to...
Can you hit 260 damage?
I think I would need to find a Tool Scrapper and my Stadium myself. And my Raichu has some... Or Raichu, Alolan Raichu has some potential as well to deal huge damage right now.
That is true.
Actually, also my Bolton is pretty primed as well.
Yeah, Bolton for sure. Definitely could load up a bunch of damage, just 10 plus 30, I believe, right? So
yes. So right now, on its own, it's going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be 120. Sorry, 110. Yeah, that's right, 220. 220 we're looking at.
All right, so
let's attach this. 2 cards. Let's go ahead and put a... I think the big charm would be better here.
That's fair.
Because if he wants to go for a 3 and 3 prizes, that's going to be my best option. To play a little keep away there. Let's see. We're going to go with a quick ball. Don't really have any bench spots left, so I'm just going to burn some Pokemon here. Just doing a little bit of thinning.
For sure.
I'm going to go back into the deck with another quick ball.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, good. All good. Let's see, and we're going to find our... Let's find Zapdos. I don't think that it's going to do too much more for us anymore.
Zapdos typically not the most amazing in these matchups like this. With the Volcanion, doesn't get in one shot. Even when it had Electro Power, it wasn't even really that great, considering that you needed 2 to get the one shot on the Volcanions. So yeah, certainly not the most amazing. So.
All right, so we're gonna play a Professor's Research.
All right, I was wondering why you threw the Zapdos in the discard.
Okay, now we're going to use a Primate Wisdom. Okay, that is interesting, but not everything we need right now. But not what we need. I actually think I'm okay with switching an energy here to the active.
Okay. Smacking for a nice 150.
Yep, and doing a full blitz, seeing what else we have in the deck. Probably don't have too much else to work with. There you go. Yep.
All right, then.
Because he's fully invested in the Centiscorch, so getting some 150 damage on it might actually be enough to take us to the rest of the game.
Potentially, for sure. So let's see here. So, all right. So we are going to play the Sinlin down, and we are going to discard. I think we're going to discard the Big Charm. I think this is going to be only a Centiscorch game, and we are going to get the greens back with the Sinlin, the Cynthia Caitlin, excuse me, and we're going to draw us 3 cards. Centiscorch potentially. Oh man, that's annoying for sure. But all right, let's see here. But we do have some options here. we can go for the Hyper Potion. We heal 120 damage off our Centiscorch V right there, but we do get to have to discard 2 energies. So very interesting right there. So we do get to heal most of that damage off though, which is very, very nice. All right, and we do still have enough damage energy to hit for the 180, which would take the knockout right here. Now what I am considering is he has a fairly sizable hand. Let's see. And oh, where'd my greens go? Did I throw that back in the discard by accident? Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. So I was like, where's my greens? I need that for next turn.
No worries.
So, all right. So anyway, there we go. And yeah, I think we're just going to smack it for the 180, take the 3 prizes potentially. Hopefully there's something helps me out here. Would be very nice, potentially. And
just going to promote that. So we need a couple things to happen this turn, and I'm hoping that can happen. Actually, I might be able to at least do some math real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 120, 130, 130, 160 plus 2 more. 160 plus 2 more would be 220. Okay, yeah. So we now have a path to victory this turn.
Okay.
Going to draw 2 cards.
3 Speed of Lightnings on that Bolton. Alright, so essentially we are now at 230 HP. So pretty much right now all he needs is his Tapu Koko Prism, if I had to guess.
Okay, yep. I think we got this.
Alright.
Going to check our hand one more time just to make sure we're not misplaying. But I did check the deck earlier and it was there.
Alright, that's good.
Play that.
Always good to double check your deck. There we go. Drawing the perfect 7 right there. Does he have the Tapu Koko Prism? There it is. And I trust Stephen's math. Because Lord knows I am not. So,
if not,
able to get around the Wondrous Lab as well. So
right,
yeah.
We'll treat this out. That should be it with Bolt Storm 1, 2, 3. So by itself doing 100, then add on to 120 for the 4 here. That should be 220. Yep.
Yeah. 230. Yeah, it's 230 HP now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Did we forget about something big here? Yes, we did.
Didn't you? Are we sure our math is right? So we have 100. What? Yeah, 100. Ooh.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we have. Let's reset stamp.
Man, that's a thing. So
yep. We're gonna reset stamp and we're gonna primate wisdom. See, can you do that?
I don't know. Kind of an interesting blunder right there. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I trusted Steven's math. Honestly, I should have double checked for him.
Still not sure. This card right here threw me off.
Yes, the heat. What was it? Heat, fire energy. Feel free to cut. I'm curious. I'm still curious about what's going to happen next turn, though. Nonetheless. So.
Yeah, can you? I'm pretty sure you can primate wisdom without having another card in your deck, right?
It sounds like something that you can do for sure.
Yeah, let's do that. So. If not, let's just if not, we can the chat can tell us that.
Yeah, let us know
comment section
if we broke the game.
Yes.
So yeah, so we got 180 plus.
Remember, do your math thoroughly before going completely like bonkers on your deck.
All right, so he is still gonna hit me for a heavy chunk of damage for sure. So yeah, there's that, and I'm believing that's what you are planning to do, right?
Definitely entertaining set.
Believe that you are still planning to go for the Bolt Storm.
Yes,
correct?
yes,
okay,
the Bolt Storm is still happening.
Hanging on with 10 HP. Ooh. All right then. Well then we have We do have a tool scrapper, so we are going to scrap both of the tools off of him.
Mm-hmm.
We do finally have a Centiscorch VMAX. All right. We can, let's see, 40, let's see, 120, 140, no, 140, 160. Oh,
yeah.
I don't think we
now
can get the knockout.
Now looking at it, it does say once during your turn, you may switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck. So if a switch is not taking place, I'm not sure if this can actually happen. Therefore, I'm pretty sure this game is over.
Yeah, that's be interesting, but yeah, well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll see. All right,
let's do a hypothetical.
I do think I can actually get the knockout. So
yeah, let's do a hypothetical. Say I wasn't going to him.
All right, 120 plus one. Let's see, 160, 200, 240. So we are hitting 240 right now. So we're able to take out the Boltund right now. So yeah, and we are very heavily damaged. We have 220 HP on us. So let's see, or 200 and.
Well, let's draw that card I possibly shouldn't be drawing.
250 HP. I don't know. Let's see. Well, I can't math. Yeah, 250.
Let's attach that. This should be the game if that is. So I retreat this out.
Okay. Yep. We are definitely there. We go. So did have the extra lightning, last energy I needed. That's kind of all I had to hope for. But
so, questionable ruling. But
it's all right. It's
like
all
I said,
good.
we're just still shaking the dust off these cards.
I don't know. Kind of interesting though. I don't think I've ever had that come up before. So, yeah, most likely, Stephen. I think it probably errs in the favor of me.
Yes,
in that,
I definitely think so.
I think so.
Because the thing is, there was a ruling for Pokemon communication in that same way. It's you put a Pokemon in your deck and you search the deck for another card. And I used this once to keep myself from decking out because I was able to search for I was able to put a Pokemon in the deck, but fail to search.
Yeah. So the way that works is the deck is considered private knowledge. So even though you know, I know, your mom knows, the judge knows, everybody in the world knows that you have a Pokemon in that deck, in that one card deck, because you just threw it back into the Pokemon communication. The game doesn't know, and that's what is important. So yeah, that is the thing that's important. So, yep. And so it's all right though. We're having fun here. We're just testing things out. I'm actually kind of okay with how that Centiscorch went. It wasn't really so much of a Centiscorch VMAX deck as it was just a Centiscorch V deck going there for a little bit. But you know, not too bad. We loaded up a bunch of energy. We healed a little bit. You know, if we had landed our Centiscorch maybe a turn earlier, it might be a different story. But what you gonna do, right? So. All right.
So let's just say we didn't go ham that last turn. So you can choose to go first or second.
I will go second.
All right.
So, yeah, for sure. And of course the greens deck.
Well, this is testing. We all make mistakes sometimes.
For sure. All right. Let's see here. Very interesting. I think we're going to start with him.
All right, let's go.
All right, good luck.
Love this start. Love this start. You gotta love it.
Yeah, when you play high counts to those Dedenes, the Crobats, and stuff like that, sometimes, unfortunately, you do land a ugly start with them. So, yeah, so there is that quick ball down.
I'll start with a quick ball to search out another Dedenne. Yep, because the hand we have right now is not optimal in any way, shape, or form. We're gonna get another Dedenne. One of the bad things of starting a Dedenne is the fact that you're gonna have two in play without having a legitimate reason as to why they're there.
That is absolutely fair, but thankfully though. All right. Thankfully, though, my deck mostly wants to just take two tag team knockouts. So while we do have options to gust, we unless something goes weird, likely we're just going to be taking two tag team knockouts to win this game.
Right. We got Did It Change? Discard my hand, draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Actually, not a bad draw. Let's go ahead and put down our Pikachu and Zekrom tag team. We're going to get the speed, lightning, energy down.
That seemed like a pretty good debit charge.
Yes, I think so. Looking at our hand here, I think we can actually just sit on this for a little bit. We're going to pass it off to
all right.
ShadowStitch.
It's alright, you'll get it eventually. Alright, so first off, we're going to play a greens. Very solid, nice little start here. We are going to, look at that, the 3 cards that I wanted near the bottom of the deck. So we're going to play Quick Ball. Quick Ball away a Fire Energy for a Volcanion. We also grabbed the switch off of the greens Exploration. So a very decent start there. Of course, we're going to be going back in. Alright, so we played all that stuff right there. We got the Volcanion down. We're going to attach that there. We played the switch to get the Volcanion into the active. We do have a Centiscorch V as well, and there we go. We are off to the races right now, if you ask me, with a Flare starter. Not too shabby.
See, you're doing what I can never
do in
a green stack. Never find a greens in a green stack.
All right, so not too shabby of a start. So Stephen didn't load up a massive amount of energy, but he was going first, so no real reason to, since he couldn't attack. So honestly, pretty decent starts on both ends here, despite the Dedenne opening.
All right, looks good. All right, I'm going to start my turn drawing a card. This could be useful later. Let's go ahead and get down the Alolan Raichu tag team.
For sure. Definitely the bulkiest boy in his deck.
Yep. Let's put an air balloon on the Dedenne. It'll give me the option to switch later. Let's go ahead and attach the lightning energy there. Let's do this. I'm going to Crobat V for 3 cards. Its ability being when you play it down, you can only do it once per turn. Draw cards until you have 6 in your hand.
So very similar to the old Shaman. A little bit more balanced though. Seeing as you can only play it once per turn, unlike Shaman. Also considering you can scoop up Net Shaman now, it's I'm definitely okay with that.
Okay, this actually seems okay. Let's go ahead and put down Tapu Koko V.
Very nice.
Let's go use Dance of the Ancients. I only have 1 energy in the discard pile, but this will allow me to use full blitz like this turn. So
I think definitely a worthy sacrifice there. If you're not getting that full bliss off very early, I think that's the only way that Pikachu Zekrom kind of stays relevant currently. That's what I kind of designed the deck to do, to get that early full bliss.
Cards in hand?
We have 3 cards in hand.
All right. That feels really weird. Let's go ahead and Marnie.
Oof.
Not sure what he has. He definitely greens, so he has follow-up options.
For sure. Fair option.
Even though he does not have a full hand, he only had 3 cards in his hand, I still think Marnie was justified.
I think that is a fair choice for sure. Yeah, considering that your opponent plays a greens and they don't go for a follow-up supporter, means that they likely have another greens in hand, or they're just that desperate. And considering my first turn play here of going for the Volcanion and guaranteeing that Flare starter, Stephen fairly experienced, kind of read that seeing like potentially he has a decent hand going forward. So I think that was a very good play to go for the Marnie right there.
All right, we're going to air balloon switch out, and then we're going to hit this with a full blitz for 150.
Nice. Very nice.
Attaching 3 energies from my deck to my Alolan Raichu.
All right then. So There we go. All right, so we do get a okay hand here. So we get a PikaRom, and we're going PikaRom in the Centiscorch. Those lovely Pokemon communications from the Trainer Toolkit. Also, this is a twofold service right here, because we are going to be able to shuffle the deck after that Marnie. So get some of those cards that I really did want in my hand back into the deck randomized, which is very, very nice. So, right. And there we go. So now right here, unfortunately, my board state, considering that I had to start with a Victini V, is not ideal, considering that he got a single prize. He now has all of his prizes on board at the current position. So potentially very dangerous situation for me right here, considering that I'm not able to take a knockout. So we're going to be hitting for 200 damage, one more energy away from the knockout. So unfortunate, but what you gonna do? We do have some decent healing in the deck, so maybe we can potentially get some of that going. Could be pretty nice.
All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and draw a card. This seems okay. It actually seems pretty good, pretty decent. Not against this at all. So I have a couple options here in front of me. I think I'm going to go with the Bolton. Get that going real quick. Sadly, I think I'm going to end up giving up the Pikachu and Zekrom, because I want to get more energy on the board. I don't have a solid switching option right now. Just getting some extra damage out on this. I think we're at a good trade here. He's doing a lot of investment into the one Pokemon. Having backup attackers on my field is definitely going to, I think, prove to be valuable later on. So I think I'm going to attach one energy to my Raichu and Alolan Raichu tag team.
Yeah, definitely potentially getting ready for that Lightning Ride GX, being able to hit for 250, because it's going to pretty much knock out everything in my deck outside of Centiscorch VMAX itself, so not a bad option for sure.
And we're just going to full blitz.
Alright, so let's see. Alright then. So we do land a Volcanion. So of course, unfortunately, one of the downsides of a greens-based deck is, of course, we don't have those consistency cards like the Denes and the Crobats and stuff like that. So even though we may have like Pokemon Search in hand, it doesn't really help a whole lot. If we can't go get something that helps us draw cards. So unfortunately, it does look like we may end up losing our Centiscorch this next turn. But so. Who knows? We'll see, though. But we do, of course, get to take the knockout here, which is nice, and I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go for that GMAX Centiferno, take the knockout.
Sounds about right.
All right.
Going down to 3 prizes on his side. All right. Now we're going to draw a card, promoting the Dene GX with the air balloons. Since for your tree, gives me options later on.
For sure.
Let's see. So we're going to go with this. We're going to put down a Rangru just for some consistency options. We're going to use a Primate Wisdom. Going to put one card from my hand to my deck. Okay, it seems okay. Let's see. We definitely have a few options. How much damage are we doing right now?
Let's see. We are doing. I have 150 damage on. I have 340 total HP. So let's see. We got to do some 80.
We're doing 190 on our end right now. That's without attaching any energies. We're doing 190. So I believe that we can actually just attach an energy here, just in case we get a lightning ride.
Also could definitely help out if I do get my Wondrous Labyrinth in play, potentially.
Okay.
So
we're going to retreat out with the air balloon. And we're going to use a Bolt Storm for, I believe it's going to be 220.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do our math first. And making sure we took that into account as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to have 210, 220 plus... 220. I think we only need, in this situation, we only need 170.
I think so as well.
Yeah,
so yeah. All right, double checking our math.
Yep, this time we're definitely double checking our math.
All right, for sure. So, Okay, so okay, we might have something going on here. We get a PikaRom. We get to put our Centiscorch back. Of course, we're not in exactly the best situation in the world, as you can imagine. But,
yeah, at this point, he's seeing a situation where all I need is a boss's orders, and this game's gonna be wrapped up.
Pretty much. We're gonna try our best to avoid that option, but it may not always be possible. So we're gonna see what we can do.
Now, at that point, I'm wondering if the Oranguru is even needed, because I think at this point, putting the Oranguru down was not a good option.
Yeah, possibly. So yeah, considering that you do have the Eldegoss in play there. Did you want to cut?
We'll just tap for this one.
Okay, so we're gonna play down the Pokegear though. Get us a nice 7 cards here. Potentially draw a. All right, I think we are going to land the Welder.
It died.
That's okay. So we're gonna grab the Welder. That's all right. I don't need to. You don't need to see me. I'm not too stressed about it. So, all right then. And now we're going to play Fire Crystal. Very nice. Getting out 3 basic fire energies out of the discard, and we are going to play straight that Welder. We're going to put 2 of them right onto the Centiscorch. Seems like a decent idea to me. And we're going to draw our 3 cards. 2, 3. Potentially useful for next turn. Alright. And gonna attach here. And and I think we're just going to Flare Starter.
Alright.
Onto our Centiscorch. Now, of course, he's only 1 potential boss's orders away from getting the game right there, but
we have to get that first.
So, oh man.
All right, let's see. So let's see what top deck gives us. Draw a card. Oh, we knew that was going to be there, but anyway, we actually put that on there with a Primate Wisdom last turn, but we're going to get a Primate Wisdom now, and hopefully it'll be the card we're looking for. So we're going to Primate Wisdom, and that's not it exactly, but we still have some more moves we can do here. Hopefully avoid losing. But we should be in good shape. I think we're actually in really good shape. We're just going to hit another Bolt Storm again.
All right, so that's easily going to knock out the Volcanion. And now we need quite the stuff going on here. So, all right, so we're gonna play down the Volcanion here, mostly just to get it out of the deck. So we're gonna play down the Pokegear. We don't really need anything right now. I mean, if you can, considering we have our hand, but we are going to try to thin the deck a little bit. Hopefully, we could potentially get what we need. We do have 2 of them left in the deck, so who knows? But yeah, let's see here. Alright, so feel free to cut if you wish. Probably the most important cut of the set right here. We're going to play a Welder onto this. Are we still alive? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that is some very good draws right here. And but yet again, we're kind of in the situation where maybe we can't move. We can't do anything next turn. Without the boss's orders. But anyway, we do get to survive potentially one more turn as we're able to go for the Max Centiferno, which is very easily going to take that knockout right
All right.
So,
sounds good. I'm going to promote my Dedenne right here. And we have a few options here. Let's take a look at our discard pile here. All right, we still have 1 Dedenne in the deck. So
I believe you discarded a boss's orders early as well.
Oh, we did not.
Yeah, you did not. Okay, that may have been game 1.
In the deck.
That may have been game 1. I was remembering. So I was thinking Eldegoss might have been an option for you, but
so we're actually going to play down Chaotic Swell.
Very nice.
Chaotic Swell, just to mitigate in case we miss this. Get rid of the idea that he's going to have a Wondrous Labyrinth to make our lives difficult.
For sure.
First, we're going to. I don't think we're going to need the Tapu Koko V, so we're just going to quick ball it away.
Fair option.
Search our deck for our Dedenne GX. It's not here. All right, cool. We still have other options. Here. We actually have quite a few other options. Actually, we're gonna see how well we can play this out. We're going to fail that, but we still have plenty of Boss's Orders in the deck. We have all of them in there. We don't know what our last prize is, though. I remember what our last prize is. All right, so we did that. So what we're going to do is we're going to thin some more.
All right.
First,
always important to thin.
We're going to attach an energy for a turn. We're going to switch. Get that out there. Switch again.
Oh my.
We're going to energy switch.
Oh my.
Then we're going to Crobat.
Ooh.
For 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Play down our big charm and use a Boss's Orders.
All right, there it is. See ya.
Bring that, and we're going to Lightning Ride GX.
All right, a little bit of overkill going there, but what you gonna do? So yeah, going forward, actually had a half decent hand there. We had top decked a Reset Stamp. We had Hyper Potion. So if he had paralyzed us, we might have potentially been able to even heal out of it. We had the greens. We could have drawn some more with Cynthia, Caitlin, but we are in a format with a supporter that says I get to win the game. Yep. So yeah, not much we can do about that anyway. So. Oh, fun times. So, yeah, all right.
So that's gonna be the set for right now. We're gonna go ahead and pack things up. Any last remarks on these performance of these decks, Shadow Stitch?
Centiscorch actually did about as good as I thought it was gonna do. It is a greens-based deck. Again, I'm like I said, I'm not super experienced with greens-based decks. I played a lot more ability Reshizard. But, yeah, it's actually not that bad. It's very fat. It lives for long. The healing definitely helps. It's really good. But just the problem is, like, it's kind of slow. And if you miss those cards, as a greens deck is tending to do, it kind of can struggle. PikaRom, though, seemed to work fairly fine. I mean, it obviously losing out on damage is huge. But you have Choo-Choo, you can paralyze things, and like I said earlier when we were talking, the Full Blitz into Tag Bolt is usually a KO on most of the VMAXs and stuff as well, and you can potentially even snipe the bench too, which is very nice. So I think PikaRom's fine. It obviously has weakened a little bit, but. Yeah, it's still definitely a contender in my opinion. So,
all right, and PikaRom definitely it was good before. I think post rotation it still has a place in the format. It's not going away. Finding new partners to deal massive amounts of damage in Bolton definitely is where it needed to go in the direction it goes. It's not going to be able to do those huge one-hit knockouts, but this deck is going to excel at keeping your attackers ready to go each turn, and you will go down in prizes, but you will also have the reset stamp into a brand new attacker most of the time. It's just an awesome deck. The archetype, it's honestly, it keeps on trucking as long as you have full blitz turn 1, you have a working functional strategy.
For sure, and that's the design of the deck. That's how I designed it. I want to get that early full blitz as much as possible. So I'm happy to see that for the most part it is paying off. So.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut it off right there. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, never give up and keep on leveling up. All right, thank you.
It's all right. He'll get it next time.
I missed one of them, didn't I?
Yeah, you missed the middle one.
Never
I don't
give up.
remember what it is either, though,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
Mark, what was the middle one? I said never give up and keep on leveling up.
Oh, shoot. All right. So.
What's that? What's one that I missed?